This week's best MMA bets on the road edition. I'm actually in Las Vegas, Nevada right now, but we're still making the content, still dropping the show for this week. We're talking UFC Vegas 66. I'm going to give you guys my most confident picks, lock of the week, favorite underdogs, my value bets, and the props, and then we'll finish it out with the parlays. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you're new, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and make sure to share the video as well. And let's kill it for this last edition of this week's best MMA bets for 2022, at least for the UFC, though I will be dropping one for that Ryzen versus Bellator card. But this is our last UFC event of the year, and I think we finish it off with a banger. Let's start it off with our most confident picks. Number one, it's going to be Jake Matthews to win, sitting at around the minus 250 range. He's in a fight against a real game Matthew Selmesberger, but someone that I think he will beat. I do think he's going to have a bit of the power edge on the feet, and I think his multi-shot combos are better. I think in the striking, he'll be able to pull this off, and also has, I think, a bit of a grappling edge. He just seems to be the better fighter overall and the better athlete than Selmesberger. But semi the Jedi, Matthew Selmesberger, tough as hell. Money line is minus 250, over 2.5. I do think there's a fair chance that Jake Matthews goes all three with Selmesberger here. The chin of Selmesberger is notoriously pretty good. He went 3 rounds with a real power hitter in Chaos Williams. I like over 2.5 at around that minus 150 range. Matthews, I don't really like the idea of propping up anything too crazy. The decision's not great, sitting at around plus 150. If he was able to put Selmesberger out of there, plus 425, but personally I think it's going longer. It is good plus money for that prop. Ultimately, I think the money line is more of a parlay piece because obviously it's a little bit wide. And we got better value-wise money line bets that we'll talk about, especially on that dog section. But still, confident pick, Jake Matthews. I see him getting the win here this weekend. Next of the most confident picks, it's going to be Michael Olakjachuk. Odds for him to win the fight in that minus 260 range, sitting around minus 275, minus 280, depending where you're at. He's fighting a very kind of raw / one-dimensional guy in Cody Brundage. I really feel like the side of Olakjachuk's got a good chance of winning with the hands. I think he's got the power to get the KO. The southpaw stance is good. I expect him to fend off Brundage's wrestling, who really uses like a blitzing athletic style to get the takedowns. He's a bully and he's a bulldozer, but I think Olakjachuk will be too much. He's a guy who had success at 205 and now's doing his thing at 185. I like Olakjachuk to win. Knockout is the official call. The odds are not juicy though, minus 120, so not a great line. I do think first round is pretty possible here. Olakjachuk in the first, plus 185. Olakjachuk KO in the first, plus 200. But it's not great value. Olakjachuk, though, is a highly confident pick. Maybe you'll see Olakjachuk in the parlays at the end. But if you're going hard, you could money line it. Feel like this fight's going under 2.5 at minus 245. I like under 1.5 less at minus 135, but I'm going to say yes that it does go that under 1.5 with the KO win from Michael Olakjachuk. The next of the most confident picks. This one here is the ugliest in value, but I still have to mention it because I think it's probably going to happen. Amir Albazi over Alessandro Costa. I do like Amir Albazi to win. Minus 420, lucky number. I think there's some decent odds that he pulls it off right there. I mean, minus 420 is damn wide, but I think like high likelihood of success for Albazi. I expect him to be able to control where the fight goes. If Costa, was just in a pure stand-up fight, he does got some nasty power for a guy at 125, but not enough so where I'm going to be picking him nor betting him against Amir Albazi, who is a little bit of an overblown favorite, but he's got a good shot to win this one with his wrestling edge. I expect him to do so. Probably wins it going longer, so over 1.5 is not terrible at around minus 155. And then Albazi, do you love the idea of propping him up? I personally don't love it, but I'll mention Albazi by decision, the official prediction at plus 250 against a really game Alessandro Costa. I expect this to actually be a pretty decent fight, but the wrestling of Albazi will be a huge difference maker. Fun flyweight matchup between two guys with some good capabilities, and I definitely think, even though Costa is a huge dog here, I see him losing. We got to watch him in the future because I think he's got some nasty power, and maybe against some lighter matchups, that KO prop might be coming through. So I like Costa. As far as the future holds, right now, Albazi's way too much for him. I'm going Albazi, win, dominant decision. Moneyline's crazy wide, though. Let's talk about the lock of the week. It's Arman Tsarukyan. If you guys watch Moneyline, you got to hear that on Monday, early edition. I really think Arman Tsarukyan is in for a difficult fight with Damir Ismagulov, but definitely one that he can win. I think Tsarukyan can push the pace on Ismagulov, control a bit with the wrestling, but I don't think it'll be easy to control on the floor. If they do get there, I could see Ismagulov getting up. I expect decent work against the cage from Tsarukyan. I do expect good striking from Tsarukyan too. There could be some damaging ground strikes. Ismagulov as well, later in the fight, ending in that third, I think he could get tired in the third round. I think after 2, he's going to be at a high work rate with a guy like Tsarukyan. We could see him start fatiguing. And Tsarukyan for a late finish, not impossible. I'm going to pick decision, but Tsarukyan sitting in that minus 185 range, I think, is decent money line value. Now, looking at prop betting it, if you're looking at Tsarukyan to win by decision, plus 135, just not enough juice on it. So if you were like, man, I kind of see what you're saying, maybe a later stoppage, round 3 win, Tsarukyan, upwards of plus 1,600. Most likely would be a KO TKO, but I don't want to burn you guys if it ended up being a sub. This right here is a real Hail Mary, though. You're shooting, for some wide shit on this one. It's not like some absolute, I'm telling you guys, this is the prop to play that's going to definitely come through. I kind of see Tsarukyan decision as the very likely method, but this is the bets, man. And I think value-wise, that is a good bet there. Tsarukyan to win KO round 3 is upwards of plus 1,800, which is mad wide. Tsarukyan is the lock of the week. I think he's the future of this division as far as being in the top 5. Obviously, Makhachev at the top, that's always going to be a hard fight. Tsarukyan has a loss to him in the past, but it was a good matchup, and I want to see more from Arman Tsarukyan. Young guy on the come-up. Ismagulov is great, too. Love this matchup. I'm picking Arman Tsarukyan as my lock of the week this week. High confidence that he's going to get it done, and I don't think it's bad money to throw down on either. Let's keep running, and let's jump to the dog section. If you guys haven't, make sure to smash the likes, especially for me grinding on the road with the show. Let's talk about some dogs this week. Dog number 1, ladies matchup. It's Corey McKenna over Cheyenne Buys. I think McKenna will be able to get this fight to the floor and control with the grappling. It's a fight that I really just feel the dog side is the better pick, definitely. I think stylistically, Buys is going to have a little bit more quick stand-up, good 1-2s. Her striking game, I do think, is going to be a little tricky for McKenna, but I expect McKenna to close that gap. She does have short reach, but it's against every opponent she has. She's at that disadvantage. I expect takedowns, top control, and good work from her. I'm going Corey McKenna to win. Plus 165. Just money line it. That would be truly my best advice if you're looking to throw down. Over 2.5, minus 335. Throw that out the window. I wouldn't consider it. McKenna, win by decision, plus 245. Not good enough money. If you're picking Corey McKenna, I think the money line attack would probably be the way to go. Could she get it inside of the distance? At plus 705, I'm not telling you it's impossible, but most likely Corey McKenna is going to win this fight on the cards. Against a game fighter in Cheyenne Buys, who's on a good little roll right now with 2 in a row also. But Corey McKenna to get it done. Confident pick as a dog, I would say, but still put the asterisk around it. It's women's MMA. It's girls younger in their careers, more towards the back end of the weight class. So proceed with caution on this one, but it is a dog play that you could consider, and it is an official pick as well. Let's talk about next underdog. This one, Mahashate, plus 118. He's fighting Rafa Garcia, who's minus 120. Not juicy value in this one here, but it is plus money. It is a dog, and I'm going to mention it. I think this fight goes under 2.5. That's plus 160. Machete to win via KO, plus 265. That's okay. It's not a fantastic line, whether it's money line or the knockout prop, but it's something that I have to mention here. Garcia traditionally is pretty durable, tricky guy to deal with. Machate's got the reach edge. I think he can catch Garcia with some straight shots and do some damage. I think the money line on Machete, though, value isn't great, and you're in a fight that it's teetering like that coin flip style matchup. Machate's still unproven. As I've seen how they looked right now in recent bouts, I think Machete can catch that chin of Garcia, but Garcia is known as durable. We'll find out when he takes that next step of a guy that's better than Steve Garcia. Let's be honest. Machete starts Steve Garcia. I think Rafa Garcia, different level. Much better. Hard fight for Machete. I'll say he does get it done by knockout. Not an easy one to pull off, though, here. So proceed with this bet cautiously. But it is plus money. It's one of the dogs of the week, so I do have to mention it here. Let's keep running with more. This one right here, Bobby King Green over Drew Dober. This is Bull versus Matador. what side do you like? I know a lot of people like that side of the bull. I personally am going the side of the matador. I think that the boxing from outside can work here for Bobby Green. He doesn't need a finish on Drew Dober, but he can hurt him with punches. Dober is a decent wrestler, but I wouldn't call him top tier. I don't think he's a guy that's going to take down and bully Bobby Green. People are looking at Bobby Green after that fight against Islam Makhachev, and I think they don't believe he can grapple at all. He gets smashed. There's nothing he can do from the bottom. Yeah, Makhachev is going to do that to all the guys that are more so strikers. I mean, obviously, certain matchups, there maybe will be some tests, like a Tsarukyan gave him a test early on, and, you know, some other really good grapplers on the come up. With Bobby Green, it's more so striking. With Drew Dober, striking and grappling, but definitely a pressure-heavy, brawling style. A guy with some heavy hands who likes knockouts. Green likes going longer. I think Green to win a decision, and I think it is a hard fight, certainly, but I'm going to pick Bobby Green with some decent confidence here to pull it off as an underdog. I like the money line attack more than anything, but Green is known for decisions. That is plus 200. Green by knockout, that's wide, plus 775. Could he catch Dober, counter shot KO? I'll say, yeah, it could happen. Is it super likely? No. I see them in competitive rounds here in a hard fight. And I think Dober early starts maybe better, and then Green comes on stronger late. So this might be a split. This could be a close decision. I'm picking Bobby Green. I think money line it would be your best option. I don't see Bobby Green in a spot where he's going to go ballistic for the finish. I mean, you look at Terrence McKinney, the guy known for killing people in that first round. He put it all on Dober. He still loses that fight brutally, and Dober comes back like a savage. The guy's extremely tough and durable. He's got that American dad type jaw / that crimson chin, and he's not easy to put out. And I feel like fighting a guy like Bobby Green, who doesn't necessarily need the knockout, is why I'm all over Bobby here. I like Green to get it done. I think he's a good underdog. And let's talk about my dog of the week, Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. I like him to win this fight. I think he's a very good underdog against Julian Erosa. Erosa fights to the level of opponents that he fights normally. I really feel like the more tighter style with a better, higher guard than Julian Erosa, who's more low with the hands and unorthodox. I think that Caceres is going to find some success in the stand-up. I think he can have a little bit of an edge with the grappling and especially the jiu-jitsu side of things. I think it's going to 3, and I think that Alex Caceres can pull this thing out. Money line, Alex Caceres, dog of the week. I like that pick a ton here, actually. I do expect it to go a bit longer. I think there's a pretty good chance that it does, around minus 155. Hard fight, certainly, for both guys. I expect them both to put it on and give actually a really, really good fight. I think it's going to be a pretty damn entertaining fight. Caceres win decision around plus 315. Personally, not crazy about the prop. Ben Caceres by sub is plus 1,000. That's some decent Hail Mary money. But money line Caceres would be the way to go, in my opinion. I like him to pull this off. Probably by decision. That's the official method of victory pick. If you told me it's a finish, I'll lean it towards the side of submission, though. But I feel like it's going to probably go long. So, money line, Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres to get it done. Those are this week's underdogs. I think we got some nice dogs this week. I'm really excited for it. The most confident picks in the lock, too, I'm really feeling good about. Let's talk about my value bet / prop. The one that I like value bet-wise. It's real close money. Said Nurmagomedov. I expect him to beat Sadyokub Karamanov in a very competitive fight. Nurmagomedov around that minus 105. Said Kakramanov around minus 105. Depending on where you're at. This is essentially even money. I like the even money matchup. I like Nurmagomedov as the pick. I think it's a decent one. As far as props, I do like the over 2.5 here at minus 170. I expect them to go longer. Don't love playing the decision for Nurmagomedov, but I do think that's how he does get it done, sitting at around plus 240. Interesting that Kakramanov by decision is at plus 210. I think Nurmagomedov wins this fight in a hard-fought decision. Competitive matchups between two guys that are really on the rise here as prospects. I like the Nurmagomedov side. Usually you're not betting against OVs on either side. It's a value bet. It's not a most confident pick. It's not a lock of the week. It's not a dog of the week. It's a most, value to possibility of outcome success type pick here. So I like Said. I think that the prop is okay. Win by decision. Don't love it though, but I really feel more so good about this side of the over. I feel like this fight's probably going all 3. Fight goes distances minus 150, also around minus 133 too at the absolute best value. Nurmagomedov, the money line. prop in this one, I lean you that over / fight goes distance, depending on what you want here. I think that value-wise to likelihood of success is a damn good one. We got some solid-ass fights on this card. I actually am stoked as hell for the matchups, and I think it finishes out the year with a damn bang. I want to send you guys out with some parlays that bang too. Let's talk about some of them. Let me get it all set up here so we can get the numbers on screen for the people here. All right. Lock of the week, Arman Tsarukyan. Dog of the week, Bruce Leroy. Around plus 275. I like that one a ton. Another one I have here. Maybe you're like, listen, I don't want your lock. I don't want your dog. Give me something else. Remove me from that shit. Okay, we'll put a big favorite in Amir Albazi here. I know it's a big favorite, but I do think he pulls this one out. I think you add the likes of Olak Jacek, who I think is pretty likely a winning. And I think you also add the side of where's he at? Jake Matthews. There he is. No, that's Selma's brother. I was like, plus 440, that'd be incredible. Plus 134. It's not a great value line, but I think these three fighters have very good chances of winning, and it removes you from just having the dog of the lock of the week, just to bring you guys a little bit of variety, to mix things up just a little bit. If you're not feeling the side of Olak Jacek and you'd rather have the lock of the week in, you're still getting great value at around plus 160. I guess not great value. I'm saying great value the wrong way. Getting high likelihood of success with plus money. So I guess in a sense that is great value, but it's not the Hail Mary money. It's not the money that you guys want to see. So let me just clear this thing off and let's bring out what I think could be like a big gun type play, really shooting hard for some big plus money. All right, we get the dog of the week, Bruce Leroy, in. I think we also add the likes of our main event pick, Sean Strickland, and then you add in Bobby Green. If these three fighters came through plus 954, that's some big plus money. It's a fair shot. All three of them are picks to win. I like this here if you're looking to chase more the value side. If you're like, listen, I don't want the side of Bobby Green, you like Drew Dober. If you're like, listen, I don't want Sean Strickland, no problem. Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres, Arman Tsarukyan, so it's the lock and the dog. You can add a little more to the slate with the likes of Said Nurmagomedov. You got plus 630. I'm feeling pretty decent about this one right here. You add in Olak Jacek, plus 891. I think we got a good chance of coming through right now. Let's see, do I want to add an over in a certain matchup here? Do we add the over in the Nurmagomedov fight, which is a really good value over, minus 180, plus 1,441? I think that's pretty likely. If you wanted to, I mean, it depends on your books, though. Sometimes they won't let you add both. Depends where you're at. If they do, I think you could. If you're not able to do such a thing, I feel like I got to give you guys another over. I want to give you one that I'm feeling real good about. I think we look at this one here. But, it's only plus 1,000. I guess it brings you decent money. The over 2.5 for Vlismas and McKenna brings you to plus 1,065. But I'm not crazy about this one. You can see it in my face. I like this plus 891 way more. I think this one is a lot better. You add in, I guess you can add in Albazi at this point just to get yourself that big plus 1,132. What more can I really add in to juice this thing up without, eliminating the confidence? Let's go. Plus 1,607. And you know what? Let's finish out. Let's add Sean Strickland. Plus 3,000. This right here is the true lottery ticket play of the week. Proceed with a ton of caution on this lottery ticket. 1, 2 fighters, 3, I guess parlays it would be 2, 3 fighters. Moneyline bet is your, safest of all options. Some okay props, be cautious with those. I think attack the money lines. If you want to parlay 2, 3 fighters for your most likelihood of success, you start going any bigger than that, you are playing a lottery ticket. But hey, people win the lottery. Sometimes it comes through, and maybe this plus 3,090 will catch a dub for us all. Guys, that is an on-the-road edition of this week's Best MMA Bets. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm happy to still bring you guys the content. I'll be back for the Fight Companion. Don't worry. Saturday, I'll have the full card Fight Companion on the channel, so definitely don't miss it. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys subscribe. Let me know. What do you think of the lock and the dog of the week? Do you like the parlays? Let me know what some of your guys' picks are. I'm curious what the masses lock and dog of the week are. So definitely let your boy know. I'm about to go enjoy the hell out of Vegas. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you don't have anything to say, drop a W in the chat too to boost the algorithm, baby. Much love, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, guys. Peace.